Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. Saturday night Nascom online stock car series. These boys are going to be taking on Homestead Speedway. 200 solid laps, 3 tire changes. Your stages tonight are going to be 45, 90, and then run to the end. Joining me tonight, as always, is the man, Terry Foster. How's it going, Terry?
Hey, Sam. What's up, brother? Got 200 laps. We're still in Florida, man. About 200 laps here at Homestead tonight.
Well, it's definitely going to be a nice race tonight, it looks like. Looks like the track temperature's heating up out there. These boys are in qualifying, so without further ado, let's see where everybody's starting to line up tonight, huh?
Yeah, Jason Powell went out there and ran a good lap, Sam, with a 32.6. Right now, he's sitting on the pole. I've got my eyes right now on the 44. Aaron Bach over. He's qualifying. He has to drop to the back tonight for missing practice.
Well, that is a rule here in the Nascom stock car series. If you miss so much of practice, text the boss. He'll give you an EOL. He wants guys to get in here and practice. So he did that last season too, so I can understand that. Looks like, as of right now, it looks like Mark Arthur's actually going to be heading out for his qualifying lap, Terry.
I tell you what, you watch Mark. I am going to watch Brad Kirby because he pulled out too.
It's like Mark Arthur taking a slow run off of the... Oh, no, he's actually going to stop. Cancel that qualifying run, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and re-rack him and start him again. Mark barely made it off the access road there, Terry.
Watching Brad Kirby, man, he dropped below the white line going into 1 and 2. I don't think that's a good place to be at Homestead.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to put those tires on the apron. It's going to get the car all out of shape and probably wash you up the track. Mark Arthur looks like he's electing not to take a qualifying run.
Maybe he's seen or felt something in his car he did not like, and I don't know, maybe changing that up.
I tell you what, who's on track right now is Tom Miles, number 4. Going into turns 1 and 2, trying to run that high line. Not the high line, but definitely the middle of the track. Down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4, he's going to try and get the car down to that white line. Washes up a little bit. Coming out of the corner. And across the line. That lap is going to put Tom Miles currently sitting in 7th position.
Brad Kirby finished his with a 33.7. That put him in 8th place. Right now, we only have 9 showing on my scoring. We only have 9 right now in the top. Dalton Kilroad, his 41. He is out there on his big old Daddy-O Chevrolet.
Dalton Kilroad crossing the line. Taking the green flag, it looks like. Green flag for the number 41.
I just looked over the time and scoring. No surprise, Tim Bills is on the pole right now.
Tim Bills actually showing up for his first race of the season. So, yeah, it is definitely not a surprise to see him up top of the charts. He ran well here last year, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does this year.
Well, I've got that pulled up. Tim Bills, actually, Sam, he started 16th in this race last year, and he won it.
Yeah, we don't like to talk about last year's Homestead, Terry.
If I'm not mistaken, there's some guy in a 53 car, started 2nd. Oh, that's where he finished too.
Yep.
Mr. Samuel Bumgarden.
Yeah, old Tim Bills beat me out at this track last year, so.
You remember what the victory of margin was, Sam?
It wasn't much. We were definitely racing for the win, so.
Yeah, it was a .271.
Yeah, it was definitely close. I thought I was going to get him, but he bested me. Good for Tim though. I got a couple of wins last season, so I'm not disappointed, but deciding to step out of the car this season and give these boys a broadcast. So here we are.
Dalton Kilroad just stopped his big old Daddy-O's 41 with a 32.654. That'll land Dalton Kilroad in the 4th spot.
It looks like a couple of people decide not to take times tonight, Terry. It looks like the boss, Tex Perry, Mark Arthur, James Bunce, and Mike Tipton not taking lap times this evening.
looking at practice times, Mark set a 33.0. Mike Tipton with a 33.1. James Bunce a 33.3. And the boss Tex Perry with a 33.3. So out of those four, Mark had a pretty fast time there. Evidently, he didn't think it was fast enough to qualify.
A lot of these guys definitely take the time to work on their race sets. Not too much worried about where they start. As you know, Terry, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. So I personally probably wouldn't be too worried about a qualifying set. I just kind of pick away at the cars and see where we finish up out at the end.
Well, buddy, we are done qualifying.
Let's see here. Got the grid up there. There we go.
Starting the grid. Mark Arthur has not yet. James.
That's definitely normal for Mark. Terry is not grid. He always takes a minute to get on track.
Mark Arthur and James Bunce to grid up. As I said, we have 100 laps here at the mile-and-a-half track. Right now, the track temp is 87 degrees. That ain't too bad. We got a partly cloudy at 7.
Do you have an in-sim time, Terry?
Where's it at?
Do you have the in-sim time?
Obviously, I do not. All I was looking at was the info time error on iRacing, bud.
I'm just wondering if we're possibly going to get a transition race here tonight. So if I'm not mistaken, it should run into the dark here for probably near the end of the race.
Yeah, sim time is showing 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Possible. Of February.
Oh, there we go. All right, so boys are starting to roll off here. Let's go ahead and get your grid music kicking. All right. Your grid for this evening for the Homestead 200. Tim Bills getting the pole. Jason Powell going to be starting on his outside. Corey Sherman starting in third. Dalton Kilroe going to be starting in the fourth position. Patrick Cowgill is going to be starting in fifth. Alongside him is Doug Thompson. Behind them is Aaron Bockover and Tom Miles. Starting in ninth is Brad Kirby, and on the outside of him is Marcus McFadden. In the 11th position, not taking a time, is Mark Arthur. Beside him is the boss, Tex Perry. James Bunce and Mike Tipton round out your field.
Remember, the 44 Aaron Bockover is supposed to drop to the back. I don't know if he has.
Looks like, he dropped to the back. He's in the back there. But, hey, they're coming off turn 4. Pace cars off, green flag in the air here for the Homestead 200 Nascom Online Stock Car Series. Let's get it on, boys.
Yeah, Sam, 200 laps here. Remember, we got stages 45, lap 45, and lap 90. Right away, Tim Bills in that 37, man, jumps out to a heck of a nice lead.
Big jump there for the number 37 of Tim Bills, but following behind him is Jason Powell, not too far back. Dalton Kilroe trying to make a move there on the 89 of Brad Kirby. He's going to go ahead and let him go. It looks like Doug Thompson's actually going to look to the outside of the 41.
I talked to the driver of the 18, Jason Powell, this morning. Out there bright and early day, man, testing and tuning that car with this setup. So looking to see great things out of him tonight.
Let's see what we got here. Mark Arthur looking to the inside of Doug Thompson back there. Mark Arthur trying to get the 6th position away from Doug Thompson. Not quite able to get there just yet. Doug Thompson
Ooh.
up in the wall a little bit. He's going to hold it there. Oh, looks like James Bunt's almost got into the back of him.
Doug Thompson stayed in the wall, Sam, in that 13 SRX car. Doug Thompson last year, man, finished 4th place here after starting 7th.
Well, it's definitely a long race, Terry. These boys are going to have to manage their tires. Kind of an unfortunate event there for Doug Thompson, but as long as he gets back in his rhythm, he should get right back in this thing.
Yeah, Sam, depending on how the setup is on this for these guys, I don't know what everybody does, but this track can chew up your tires a little bit.
Everybody's starting to space out a little bit. We'll go up, and Tim Bills out to a pretty convincing lead already, Terry. About a second and a half off second place, Jason Powell. Jason Powell looks like he's about to get passed by the 31 of Patrick Cowgill.
Yeah, I was focused on that too, buddy. Yeah, Patrick is hanging that 31 down there, right on that line, just around the 18. Powell.
He's going to clear him coming off of turn 2. That's going to bump Jason Powell back to 3rd place, but right behind him, the number 3, Corey Sherman. First race of his Nascom Stock Car Series career out there in the number 3.
Brad Kirby in that rowdy car trying to work on that 3 of Corey Sherman. But inside there coming off of 4.
Not quite able to get there just yet. But definitely trying to make a pass happen. Is behind him, Terry, you see Mark Arthur in the number 12. He's catching this pack of 4 here near the front. But there goes Brad Kirby looking on the inside of Corey Sherman there coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, I was just going through the lineup here. Aaron Baccarat starting to back. He's up to 11th place already after starting to tail. Making some moves.
Just riding and biding his time, I imagine, for the old 44 of Aaron Backover. Starting in the back, making his way, like Terry said, up to 11th place. Remember, these guys do get a stage break here at lap 45 and lap 90.
Yeah, Sam, we're already 7 laps into this race.
7 laps complete, and Tim Bills has led every single one of them out to a convincing lead, almost a 2-second lead over 2nd place Patrick Cowgill.
Everybody seems to be lined up pretty good, one by one, just waiting for somebody to mess up in front of them. But then capital, I hope somebody's in the wall. That was the 18, Jason Powell.
Jason Powell, little contact there.
That let the 3 and that let the 12 get around Jason Powell, that little bit of contact.
Jason Powell going to lose a few spots there as Mark Arthur also looks to the inside of the number 3 to try and take away that 4th position. And he's going to do it coming off of turn 2. He's going to clear number 3, slide up in front of him, and roll on in 4th place.
Yep, started 11th, now he's in 4th. So Sam, what do you think about this track? Is this one of your favorite tracks?
Definitely an interesting track. With the old iRacing dynamic track, if they would work on it a little bit and maybe get that high line working where you could run up against the wall, I'd probably like it a lot better. But it's definitely up there. It's not a bad track at, typical 1.5 mile racetrack. But, they did the rescan on it, so it's up to date and everything. It's a fun track, challenging track, definitely eats your tires, but I would say, honestly, Terry, it's probably in my top 5.
Yeah, I don't, how can I say it? I don't run really that well here, but I love the track. I like the layout of it. It's just like 2 long straightaways and you got a couple turns in it. So it reminds me of a big Martinsville, kind of high-speed Martinsville.
Well, it's all about hitting your marks at a track like this. Like I said, with the tire wear, these boys, some of them are pushing way too hard. They're going to burn that right front off, and it's going to allow other guys to come and pass them with ease.
I'm watching Doug Thompson right now. After that little bit of scraping into the wall, he just got around Marcus McFadden in that 00 filter time car.
That puts Doug Thompson up to 13th place. Car number 13 running in 13th. Mark Arthur trying to make a move on the number 89 of Brad Kirby. He was looking to the inside going to turn 1, thought better of it, and decided to slot back in and hang on to that 4th position.
Yeah, still a lot of laps left here. Mark's not sitting in a bad spot now to run up there and get Patrick. Man, he's got a long way to go to get to Tim. But, about 2.5 seconds in the Patrick.
Yeah, Tim Bill's out there just running away with it right now. Almost a 3-second lead for your leader, Tim Bill's in the number 37. Patrick Cowgill following behind him in 2nd place. Brad Kirby holding on to that 3rd place over Mark Arthur right now. Mark Arthur in the number 12 My Little Pony machine running in 4th, and Corey Sherman rounding out your top 5 and 5th. But Jason Powell has something to say about that, Terry, as he looks to the inside coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, I was watching Jason after he hit the wall. Well, didn't hit it, just scraped it and lifted his stalks, and now he's back here running up toward the front again.
Little scrape on the wall for Jason Powell. Doesn't look like he has a whole lot of damage to that number 18 machine, but he's going to slide up in front of the number 3 and take over that 5th spot.
I'm watching Tom Miles, man. I think he's going to get on hold of that 3 here in a minute, get around him also. As he's looking on the inside right now in that number 4 Coors car.
Corey Sherman about to get into a battle here with the number 4 car, Tom Miles, as they go down into turns 1 and 2. Tom Miles looks like he's going to try and stick the nose in there. Not quite going to get there. He gets side by side with him in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Can he get the run coming off turn 4? That high line normally will prevail, running off the corner to give Corey Sherman the run down the back straightaway. Oh, real tight racing there between the 4 and the 3, but it looks like Tom Miles is going to secure that position, and the boss, Tex Perry, is going to look to the inside of Corey Sherman as well, coming off turn 4.
Yeah, Tom Miles done it perfect there. Held Corey Sherman outside. Oh, the boss blinks. Held Corey Sherman there to the outside where he couldn't get down very low.
Corey Sherman trying to run that Kyle Larson line. I'm not sure if that's going to work out for him or not, as he gets passed by the boss for, it looks like, 7th place there. So that puts Corey Sherman back in the 8th position. But right behind him is the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. Dalton Kilrow seems to be struggling a little bit tonight, Terry.
Yeah, that's a little odd. But then again, we out right around and outrunning the bad line. I don't know.
Not sure if that was you or me, Terry, but you were kind of cutting out a little bit there.
Sorry.
It's all good, man. We're back. We got you loud and clear.
Okay, there goes Dalton Kilrow in the 41 around the 3 of Corey Sherman. Sherman's just going backwards really fast tonight.
Wondering if that number 3 car burned his tires off early in this run.
Very possible. Very possible. He said he had a good setup, but I don't think it's... You know, Sam, I'm watching him going into the turns. I think he's going way too fast. I don't think he's letting the car set up to turn down.
As you know, Terry, these guys are running open setup, so to get your car dialed in a short period of time is rather difficult. Sometimes it can work for you, sometimes it won't. It looks like the number 3 car, he's going to have to make a lot of adjustments on pit road to get that 3 machine back up to the front.
Dalton Kilrow just got around him. I'm trying to see who's behind Corey now. James Bunce. James keeps looking side of him and
looks like we lost you again there, Terry. I'm going to do a little through the field. Looks like Tim Bill's doing a great job controlling this race right now on that number 37 machine. Patrick Cowgill running in 2nd. Good to see Patrick up there in the front. Doing a good job managing that car this evening. The man, last year's champion, Mark Arthur, running in 3rd place. Looks like Mark's just kind of riding and Waiting for these boys up front to maybe make a mistake. Not sure how that car's handling for them. We can find out later. Oh, it looks like we had an incident there, Terry. I don't know if you caught that, but
I did not. I was watching Jason Powell.
We got a caution on the track. Looks like the number 4 of Tom Miles having some problems as he's on pit road. Let's see if we can't get a replay on that. Oh. Unfortunately, it looks like Tom Miles got into the wall coming off of turn 2. And when he did, he pulled it off the wall right in front of Dalton Kilroy. Let's see if we can't get a better look at that. Pulled it off the wall in front of the 41. 41 gets into the back of him. Corey Sherman about hitting the 4 as well. But that's going to bring out your first caution of the evening.
That's a tough break for Dalton Kilroy, not 41, man. He was starting to make a little bit of moves, coming up through there a little bit. I think he passed Doug Thompson. Actually, he worked on Corey Sherman, too. So, yeah, that's a bad break for him.
Now, remember, Terry, and Nascom, they do have one quick repair.
Oh, I keep forgetting that.
So they got one quick repair, but the question is yeah, it looks like he hit the number 4 pretty hard, but could he possibly get that damage fixed? With this new damage model, as you know, with these cars, if you spend time getting it fixed in the pits, you come out with almost a fresh car.
Yeah. But, again, we can come in, take, 45 seconds to get it fixed, run back out, come back in, do it again. Eventually, you'll have a brand new car. You are right. Everybody's coming down the pit, Sam.
And, with having your one quick repair and only being, about 19 laps into this thing, I wouldn't doubt to see Dalton Kilroy go ahead and try and get as much as that fixed as he can, see where he's at before burning that quick repair, and then possibly getting involved in something else later in the race.
Well, Sam, I don't know if this is by design or not. Tim Bills is taking tires at 23 laps in.
Definitely an interesting call by the number 37 of Tim Bills. Wondering if he maybe doesn't know that Nascom now implements tire limits. As you know, Terry, we got 3 tire changes here tonight. 3 tire changes. So these boys get 4 total sets of tires. The one they start with, and then they can change tires 3 times. So to see Tim Bills take a set of tires, he's definitely going to be quick. Maybe trying to get some stage points since he's missed the first 2 races.
That could be. That could very well could be.
But, like I said, he's going to be fast, but that's definitely going to play out later in the race when these guys have fresh tires and Tim doesn't. Looks like the boss, Tex Perry, deciding to come back down pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Patrick Cowgill with Mark Arthur to his outside. Speaking of which, I see we got, I believe it's Mark's mom and sister out in chat. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you for coming out and watching.
Getting to turn that doggone late now. Well, the boss is taking tires.
The boss, Tex Perry, deciding to take tires here tonight. Very interesting move between the 37 and the 85. Like I said, they're going to be quick here on this first run, but after that, wonder what's going to happen. Let's see if we can't get a look at Dalton Kilroy here real quick. It looks like Dalton actually got most of that damage fixed, unless he took his quick repair. That car looks fresh.
Dalton was in there for a little over 40 seconds, so that wasn't too shabby. Tim Bills, he's in there a little over 14 seconds, so I think he took tires, right? Yeah, I said that. Doug Thompson, James Bunce. Looks like might have a bunch of guys take tires, bud.
Definitely interesting strategy calls here this evening, Terry, as we're going to have to see what plays out here for the first stage. Pace car ducks off. Patrick Cowgill hits the loud pedal, and we are back under green.
At Daytona, Sam, we said Patrick Cowgill's name a lot that night. So it's really not a surprise to see him up there either.
Yeah, Patrick Cowgill, as you remember at Daytona, winning the first and second stage. Unfortunately, running out of fuel in the last stage, I believe coming to the checkered flag.
We got something going on back in the middle. Corey Sherman into the wall.
Corey Sherman into the wall. Corey Sherman got into the wall a little bit there, but I tell you what, he did the right thing. He kept it in the wall, made sure he was clear before he pulled it off the wall. So good job on the number 3 for not bringing out a yellow right there. Back up at the front, it's Patrick Cowgill taking over command of this race with 26 laps down in the books. Mark Arthur right behind him with Jason Powell, also right behind the 12. And I tell you what, Terry, a name that we really haven't said a whole lot is that number 89 of Brad Kirby. I know he had some issues at Daytona. I believe he decided not to race the Daytona road course, but he's back in action here tonight and doing a good job holding that 5th position.
Yeah, I scanned on Brad a few times, watching him pass somebody. We got wide behind Jason Powell. But yeah, I've been watching Brad overtake a couple cars here and there, and he's doing a hell of a job tonight in that rowdy car. And passed by the third. Oh, go ahead. I think you was going to call it.
No, I was just going to say, and as we said before, Terry, as you look up at the front, Tim Bill's taking back that lead with them fresh tires.
Which that wasn't a surprise, Sam.
No, we definitely saw that one coming. Even if you watch the Xfinity race today, tires are important here. This track is a tire eater. So these guys who didn't take tires are definitely, you're going to notice it for a while until Tim Bills runs his tires in. They wear off, fall off a little bit, but you're definitely going to see Tim Bills check out here.
So we got about 17 laps before we get an official stage here. Things keep going like it is. I'm sure Tim's going to win this stage, but got guys sitting behind him that does not have fresh tires, so that's going to be interesting.
And as I said before, the boss, Tex Perry, making his way up through the field here, making a look to the inside of the number 12 of Mark Arthur going into turns 3 and 4. He's going to complete that pass, slide up in front of the 12, and take over that 3rd position.
Marcus Fadden is 00 underneath the 44 Backover for the pass. Little slide in there coming off that, and Backover says, no, I'm going to race you down through here.
Marcus McFadden looking to the inside of the 44 going into turn 1. Aaron Backover trying to hold the high side, get the momentum on the high side, and get the run going down the back straightaway. But it looks like Marcus McFadden, if he can hold it there, he's going to complete this pass in 3 and 4.
Nope. Oh, yeah. Maybe 3 or 4. There he goes. He's got it.
He's trying to get past. He's got past the 44. He's going to slide back up in front of him and take over that 9th position for the 00.
I was watching him work on that steering wheel, man.
A little further back to the field, the guy who was involved in the last wreck, Dalton Kilrow in the 41. Not sure if he's struggling. Maybe that car still does have a little bit of damage to it that we're not aware of. Looks like a fresh car, but he could have a little engine damage riding around there in the 12th position.
I'm watching the boss, Tex Perry. Right now, he's showing almost 3 seconds behind Tim Bills, but he's starting to check out from Patrick Cowgill also.
And I believe, if I'm correct, I am Doug Thompson, that number 13.
And
he also took tires that last pit stop, running in the 4th position. So good comeback for Doug to probably get some stage points here after getting in the wall early.
Yeah, he's about ready to pass 30 there. Yeah, just passing the 31 and Patrick Cowgill take over.
Passes the 31 with ease to take over that 3rd position. So right now, as it runs, we got Tim Bills, your leader, with a little over, I want to say 12 laps to go here in the stage. The boss, Tex Perry, running in 2nd. Doug Thompson, prior champion here in the Nascom Stock Car Series. That's what the C next to his name means, if anybody was wondering. The C next to their name means they're a prior champion. An R means they are a rookie. Patrick Cowgill holding on to that 4th spot, doing a great job here tonight. And Jason Powell, that number 18, holding on to the 5th position. Looks like Mark Arthur dropping back a little bit in that 6th position. Behind him, you got Mike Tipton in the number 55. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, Terry, but it looks like Mike Tipton's got an all chromed out 55 on my screen.
I knew you was going to go to him, so I went ahead and put mine on him. I was looking at his card. That is pretty cool. I have never seen anybody do that yet.
So I guess if anybody out there in sponsor land's looking to sponsor the number 55 of Mike Tipton, you'll get your name on a chrome car, all chromed out. But behind him is the 00 Marcus McFadden, running in the 8th position. Behind him in 9th is Brad Kirby. Running in 10th is James Bunce. And Dalton Kilrow, involved in that first caution, running in the 11th position, right outside of stage point grab. Aaron Bockover behind him in 12th, and Corey Sherman rounding out the field right now in 13th. Those are your cars on the lead lap. First car lap down is Tom Miles, who seems to have taken his quick repair. He's back on track.
Got about 10 laps to go, Sam, here before we have this first stage. Tom Miles is, I know did you say he was 2 laps down? I didn't hear you.
I know he's the first car a lap down. I don't believe
Yeah.
he's 2. I think I think he's 2 laps down, yeah.
Yeah, he's 2 laps. But, the big story, is Tim Bills, man. He's got almost a 5-second lead over 5 Taxpayer.
Now, see, what I'm wondering is if Tim is babying those tires or if he's just going hard to win the stage, because the next pit stop, I don't think he's going to be taking tires. So he's going to have to baby the set he has.
Yeah.
So he can manage it through the halfway part of the second stage so he can take tires then.
Well, Sam, looking at the pit stops again, our top 3 guys all over was in the pits at 4 seconds. That tells me they took tires. Got Patrick Cowgill, Jason Powell, which is only in for 7 seconds. That tells me they only took fuel. So, I mean, we got a bunch of guys behind this top 3 out on fresh rubber there.
Well, with a few laps left in the stage here, we're going to go ahead and do a crank it up.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Terry, I love the crank it up cameras.
The way you do now, I'm sitting there watching the 18 Jason Powell and the 55 Mike Tipton. Mike Tipton every so slightly working on the 18, trying to get around him, get him a couple extra.
Well, looks like we got about 3 laps to go here before the stage, and Mike Tipton trying to get every point he can here in this first stage. Looking to the outside of the number 18 coming off of turn number 2. Gonna get the run down the back straightaways. They're side by side going into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, lap prior to that, while we was doing, my brain's fried today, bud. Trying to do it on the bottom, he just couldn't make.
He's gonna complete that pass coming off the turn 4, and that's gonna put Mike Tipton in the 5th position, and Jason Powell knocked back to the 6th position. Now, I noticed when we were running that Crank It Up, Terry, Mark Arthur moved up to the wall a little bit for a couple of laps. A little loose coming off the turn 4 there. And I'm wondering if he's trying to make a high line work with the setup that he has.
Could be, but Marcus McFadden, man, he's getting awful close to that 12 car. So Mark's going to want to protect that a little bit.
We got Mark in front of Marcus here. It's a battle of the Marks. With only 2 laps to go here in the stage. Not sure if he's going to be able to get to him. But it definitely looks like Marcus McFadden did take tires on that last stop. So maybe he burned his tires up here early and can't get around that number 12.
I really hope these guys know they only...
That being said, Terry, the leader, Tim Bills, is out to almost a 6-second lead here on the final lap of the stage.
Oh! Dalton Kilrow past James Bunce.
So that's going to put Dalton Kilrow in 9th position and give him some stage points, it looks like, as the caution should be coming out here very shortly. And there it is. Caution flag is out for your first stage. Your stage winner, Tim Bills, in that number 37.
Wow. Almost, like you said, almost 6 seconds over these guys. Or second place, Tex Perry.
Well, your stage winner is not in TeamSpeak, unfortunately, so we'll probably go ahead and interview your second place stage place, I guess you could say. Text the boss, Perry. We'll go ahead and run a quick commercial, and when we come back, we'll get a word in with the boss.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can't get a word in with the boss, Tex Perry. Terry, you want to go ahead and give him an interview when I bring him in?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, you got him now.
Boss man Tex Perry, you got Sam and Terry up here in the booth. Got us?
Talk to me, boys.
Hey, buddy, we can't talk to Tim because he was our stage winner because he's not in here. But you're looking good out there. You had a little bit of a squiggly going on. How's the race so far, buddy?
It's not too bad. Ended up using the fast repair, doing that pass-through when I missed my pit stall and got me all jackered up. But yeah, I went ahead and took tires, tried to get some stage points, and seems like it worked out good. But I don't know what it's going to bring for this stage, though.
Well, you know, there's a guy out there that holds that sign that tells you where to stop at on your pits, bud. So just give you a heads up for the next time you come through.
Said something about he was eating ice cream this time.
Eating ice cream. All righty. Well, man, you're doing good out there. Keep it up, and maybe we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
I'm hoping so. Appreciate it, fellas.
Yep.
second place finisher of the stage, the boss, Tex Perry.
So, Sam, you and I discussed while we was in that commercial break about the guy leading this race right now, Tim Bills. In 49 laps right now. He's changed tires twice. What do you think, Sam? You don't know he's got the only one set left for 150 laps?
Well, with him coming back here at the third race of the season, I'm not sure if he's aware that Nascom has a tire limit now or not. I would imagine that someone would have told him. It is on the schedule when I looked, when I was putting in the information tonight on my broadcasting software, that it said 3 tire changes. So I'm just wondering if maybe Tim Bills didn't look at the information or not. But when he runs out of tires, we're going to find out, right?
So, Sam, that one thing, if these guys may have told him, I don't want to be a butthead about this, but you know what? That's just now it's my advantage. I know something you don't about these cars tonight, so I'm going to use it.
That's very true, Terry. You got to get any advantage you can here, especially with racing. We all know Tim Bills is a good race car driver. He's definitely fast week in and week out. But I have a feeling that at the end of the race, you're going to hear guys going, "Hey, Tim, did you know there was a tire limit?"
So I'm looking at some times here. Jason Powell did not take tires. Mark Arthur did not take tires. Dalton Kilroe. Who else? James Bunce. Thompson, Bockover, Barry. None of these guys took tires this time around.
And a couple of those guys, if I'm not mistaken, Terry, they still have 3 tires in the bank then.
I'm sure Mark does. I think Jason might. Kilroe, I don't believe so. I think he used as oh shit, we're green, buddy.
Pace car is off, and Tim Bills fires off the field one more time, heading down into turns 1 and 2. Jason Powell looking to the inside of that number 37. Might not be there for too long, as we know Tim Bills has taken 2 sets of tires. 3 wide down the back straightaway for your race lead, with Mark Arthur behind Patrick Cowgill going into turns 3 and 4. 3 wide once again for second place. Mark Arthur storms by the 37. He's going to try sliding up in front of him. He's going to make that pass clean.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Mark was able to do that.
Definitely a great restart there by the number 18, 31, and number 12 getting around Tim Bills.
Wow.
And I'm wondering, Terry, he ran away the past stage, and now he seems to be laying back. So I'm wondering if maybe he did realize that there is only 3 tire changes, and now he's trying to baby the last 2 sets of tires that he has.
That very well could be. I think I would have babied that set I was already on. Oh, 3.
Jason Powell in the wall. Jason Powell.
89. Brad Kirby. I think he also. Man, we got him stacked up back here.
Caution flag is out. We're gonna see if we can't get a replay on that. So the 89 gets into the left rear of the 18. 18 gets into the wall. Big check up in the back there. Big crash. Big junker.
Wow.
See if we can't get a better look at that one here. Everybody trying to avoid the 89. Corey Sherman gets into the 89. Knocks him down into the 13 of Fred Thompson. That was a big junker here tonight.
It's Doug Thompson, bud. Fred Thompson, different league.
Doug Thompson. That's what I said. Thank you for correcting me, Terry. I mean to interrupt you, but...
Wow, we had it. Oh, my.
You know, Terry, I'm used to doing race control on Sundays.
I know, buddy.
But big wreck here in Nascom. That was a big junker there here at Homestead. About 6 or so cars involved in that one. All started with the 89 getting into the left rear of the 18 and putting them into the outside retaining wall. Who's going to come down pit road, Terry? Who do you think? Looks like we got
Mark
3
Arthur
takers.
I just watched him go, James Bunce. But look who's leading the race now. Number 31, Patrick Cowgill. Again, he's not a surprise being up front. The way he ran Daytona.
Definitely ran a great race at Daytona. Unfortunately, like we said before, he ran out of fuel coming to the checkered flag. Maybe trying to get a little redemption. I tell you what, let's see here. Where's old, once these guys get sorted out here with their pit stops, let's see if we can't get a word with the number 18 and see what happened there. A lot of cars with damage on that one. Tim Bill's taking his pit time. I'm not sure if he took his quick repair or not. I would not imagine. He didn't get hit a whole lot, not a lot of damage there. But all right, Terry, let's go ahead and see if we can't get a word with the 18 of Jason Powell. See what happened there. Jason Powell is the Sam and Terry in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, we're just trying to see what happened there, man. How's the car? Is it okay? A lot of damage, or what's going on?
Yeah, I had to use a fast repair there. It was, I think I had a tie rod broke or something, but yeah, we was kind of on old tires and having fun racing. And that 89, I guess he didn't see me. I was a little loose, and he didn't want to lift, which he's a little all over the track anyway. He's hard to pass, but we'll know to give him a little extra room next time.
Well, you said you're feeling a little loose. Do you think you can work on that car and get it up back towards the front here tonight?
Yeah, I think so. On new tires, it's pretty hooked up, but with the old tires, you get down below that last seam, and it gets a little tail happy, but it drives pretty good.
All right, Jason. Well, I tell you what, good luck out there, and we'll go ahead and put you back with your team.
Thank you, guys.
It's the driver of the number 18, Jason Powell, involved in that wreck. Says he had to take his quick repair, Terry, so he's definitely going to be tiptoeing the rest of the race.
Yeah, he can't afford another accident. Something interesting, Patrick Cowgill pitted about 47, took his tires. Mark Arthur pitted, he's in the pits again. Maybe just topping off, maybe?
Maybe, let's see here, Terry. What lap are we on? I'm not
57, bud.
So we got to go to lap 90. They got to go about 30 laps. They might be trying to make it to the end of the stage, Terry.
Interesting.
And the only reason I say that is we got old Captain Save Fuel himself, Dalton Kilrow, also topping off in the pits. He's going to hate me for saying that, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Could be playing sound bites, but that's okay.
Hey, we can talk to him, and we could probably get that working next week.
Oh, get something out of him.
But they're going to line up 2 by 2. They're going down the back straightaway. Pace car lights are off. Patrick Cowgill still your race leader. With, look who's up there, Terry. That Chrome Machine 55 of Mike Tipton in second place.
Mike Tipton and Patrick Cowgill both pitted at the same time and both took tires at the same time, so they ought to be pretty good next to each other.
It's all about trying to see how many points you can get in these stages. Stage points definitely are a factor, as the pace car is going to duck on down pit road, and green flag back out in the air. Patrick Cowgill fires him off down into turn 1.
Nice start for Patrick Cowgill in that 31. Mike Tipton hanging on to the outside. The 89 Brad Kirby working on the inside of that 55.
Looking to the inside of the 55, coming down the back straightaway. They're going to be side by side going into turns 3 and 4. Not sure if he's going to be able to complete the pass. He slings it down into turn 3, and he's going to slide up in front of the 55 and take the second spot away from Mike Tipton.
I think the boss texted Terry in that 85. I think he watched those guys a little bit and says, you know what? I've already used my fast repair. You guys wreck your cars. I'll just drive them by.
Yeah, definitely once you use that fast repair, Terry, like I said, you're going to be tiptoeing out there, trying to stay out of trouble. As we move a little bit further back into the field, Marcus McFadden running in 5th place. James Bunce right behind him. Haven't talked a whole lot about old Grumpy Bunce tonight, but Aaron Bacher looking to the inside of him going into turn 3.
Take the pass, probably slide up there in front of him a little bit. Yep.
Aaron Bockover's going to slot up and take that 6th position away from Grumpy Bunce. Mark Arthur still not taking tires yet as far as I can tell, running in that 8th position. Strategy call by the number 12. We're going to have to see how it plays out for him later in the races. We got 141 laps to go yet, Terry.
That could have been 44. Bockover getting underneath the Devil Zero. Marcus McFadden trying to take a spot away from him. McFadden goes all the way up to the wall on that. Look, something happened to him or what?
Looks like that Double Zero is fighting a loose race car tonight. It looked like he maybe a little tight loose. It looks like he turns the wheel, and when he gets the wheel turned too much, the car just wants to come out from underneath of him. So nice save for Marcus McFadden. Keep that car underneath of him. We stay green.
Look at the 41 of Dalton Kilver. He's still struggling a little bit, but you know what? He's staying out there. Getting passed right now by the 37 of Tim Bills, taking a spot away from him.
Not even a competition. As Tim Bills went flying around the number 41 of Dalton Kilrow. Like I said, Terry, for him rear-ending the number 4 there on that first caution, I'm really wondering if that 41 doesn't have any engine damage. He may have gotten all the body damage fixed, but that engine could be hurting right now.
Yeah, we need to get a chance to holler at him on a caution or something to see if he did have engine damage, down on power.
Back up to the front, Patrick Cowgill taking it away here. About a 1.5 lead to a 2nd lead here. Brad Kirby, though, following behind him. Brad Kirby electing to run that. Looks like that middle groove here seems to be working pretty well for him as he's slowly creeping up on the number 31 and Patrick Cowgill. Running in your 3rd spot is that Chrome Machine 55 of Mike Tipton. Aaron Bockover moving up to the 4th spot. And the Boss Tex Perry rounding out your top 5, but it looks like Marcus McFadden has something to say about that as he's rolling him in, trying to take away that 5th position.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at some of the pit stops here. Bockover stopped on lap 56, did not take tires. Tipton, last time he took tires was lap 47. So, I'm surprised Bockover was making that kind of time on Tipton.
Maybe making a few pit stop adjustments and got that 44 dialed in. And like I said, Terry, with the way the sim's set up this evening, we might be seeing a transition race. So once the sun goes down, the track's going to tighten up. So some of these guys who are fighting a loose race car, they're going to be loving it once the sun goes down.
Oh, God, yes. Tex Perry get a little sideways, but he got a hold of it. That's giving Marcus McFadden a Double Zero a chance to get underneath them and maybe take a spot away from him.
Marcus McFadden looks to the inside of the 85. He's going to clear him in the middle of turns 3 and 4, slides up, and takes away that 5th position, pushing Tex Perry back to 6th place. Back up to the front, though. Patrick Cowgill actually starting to pull on 2nd place, Brad Kirby. And Terry, I tell you what, that 31's looking really good so far tonight.
Maybe he just wanted to enjoy talking to us some more, bud. We talked to him a lot here a couple weeks ago at Daytona. But like you said, he ran out of fuel, could not pull off the win.
So definitely looking for a redemption here tonight as he struggled a little bit at the Daytona road course. But we all know stock cars on a road course can be really challenging. But it's good to see Patrick Cowgill back out front leading this race. And hopefully, he, like I said, he can have a redemption night tonight.
Kind of watching Brad Kirby in that 89 last time around, like 3-4. He was on that high line real bad. Kind of like he was at Kansas or something.
Well, Terry, that's the perks of an open setup league. You can set the car up to the way you want it to feel. So maybe his car feels good up there on that high line.
Right. Yeah, see, I don't do no setup races, so open setups. What is he doing?
I want to point out, Terry, I believe the 44 just went down pit road. Looks like he took fuel only. Maybe these guys can't make it to the end of the stage here with about 21 laps to go here in the stage. Maybe Bockover deciding, I'm going to pit early, and when all you guys pit, as we got Brad Kirby in the wall, as Bockover's going to get around him. But yeah, Terry, I'm wondering if he's maybe trying to play a different strategy than everybody else.
Very well could be.
Interesting move by the number 44 of Aaron Bockover, which put him a lap down, but can easily get it back as long as this thing stays green and we get some green flag pit stops before the end of the stage.
Guys getting spread out real good here. What is the 13 just got passed by Patrick Calgill, our leader, putting him a lap down.
Yeah, it looks like, unfortunately, the number 13 of Doug Thompson still has a tin can for a race car as he's electing to bring it down. Oh, missing pit road.
Missed it completely.
We caught that one. But unfortunately, like I said, Terry, I think he may have taken his quick repair on accident or something another along those lines because he's riding around there with a pretty hurt race car. But it's still good to see the drivers, even though they got a banged up car, they're still out there trying to get as many points as they can to try and go and win this championship later on in the year.
Well, we know here in about less than 20 laps, we still have a stage to go through. That's going to, excuse me, Bockover right now showing 1 lap down. Doug Thompson showing 2 laps, and Tom Miles showing 2 laps. That's why I help these guys try to get a lap back.
Well, I'd like to point out he did make it down pit road that time.
Okay.
So according to my timing and scoring here, it looks like Tim Bills actually got around the number 12 of Mark Arthur that last time by, putting Tim Bills back into the 7th position. Again, wondering if Tim Bills is babying those tires. He's got, as far as Terry and I know, he's got 1 set of tires remaining for this race, and with a little over 120 laps to go, that's a long time to make 2 sets of tires work for you. So
yes, it is.
Again, Mark Arthur, I believe, still has not taken a set of tires. Again, maybe trying to set it up, Terry, for when he pits for the final couple of times in the last stage, that he can take tires every time and basically walk away with this thing.
Yep. I'm riding along right now in the cockpit with Tim Bills, staying pretty much in the center of the track. I know, it's an open setup, and he's letting off a little early on his gas, so I think he is babying them tires.
Tim Bills brings it around. Turns 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. We're going to take a ride with Tim Bills here. It definitely sounds like he's lifting really early for 1 and 2, not turning the wheel too much, floating that car down to that first seam, getting back into the gas about midway through the corner, off the corner, right up against the outside wall, down the back straightaway. Lifting well before the white line, going into 3 and 4. Like I said, Terry, I'm 100% sure at this point he is babying those tires. But again, gets back on the throttle nice and easy in 3 and 4. And out of turn 4, across the start-finish line, you just did a lap around Homestead Speedway.
I'm just looking around everybody, and everybody's pretty much spaced out between each other.
And Patrick Calgill, I don't know if you noticed this, Terry, 8-second lead for the 31. 8-second lead. Definitely walking away with stage 2 at this point. So if he just keeps his cool, keeps turning laps and running smooth, I think you're going to be seeing a 31 for a stage win.
Again, that wouldn't surprise me.
Well, that would mark 3 stage wins for Patrick Calgill this season if he can pull it off. Here in the next,
a lot of points.
That's definitely a lot of points, and as you know, Terry, from running other leagues, that when you're running a long season like these guys do, every point matters. Especially with the way the one league that you run, they do the points, the incident points. So if you get an incident point, you lose a point. So definitely, especially with stages, every point matters. Because you could just clip the grass somewhere, get 1 incident point, and that's minus 1 point off of your overall points.
Sam, I thought they inducted that here due to incident points. They did not?
I believe they did, but I can't remember for sure. So I'm not
Okay.
going to say yes or no until I know 100% for sure.
Oh, you want to know something interesting here in this 41 car?
What you got for me?
He is clutching the heck out of this thing into the turns.
See if we can't get it on board here with old Dalton Kilrow. We're going to call him, for you ladies and gentlemen watching the stream, we're going to call Dalton Kilrow this season Captain Save Fuel. So anytime I say that this season, if you're in chat, throw Captain Save Fuel in the chat.
We'll know who it is.
We'll know exactly who it is. Dalton,
Yeah, he's definitely clutching that thing.
definitely, I believe he's shutting the engine off too, so. Looking a little loose through the center of the corner too. So that's Dalton Kilrow, the number 41, I believe, trying to make it to the end of the stage. Captain Save Fuel himself.
I jumped in with Brad Kirby. He's got them tires oh man, they're hollering at him.
Still running that high line too, Terry. Or I wouldn't say the high line, but the middle line. But he's holding on to that second position, Terry.
Yeah, he's strong on that second, that's for sure.
All right. That being said, though, you got about 9 laps to go or so here in the stage. We're going to take another quick commercial break, so stick with us.
Coming up to the line, being chased, and it was Braden Johnson. Unbelievable finish. It was 1/1000th of a second between them.
Green flag in the air. We are racing in the 2020 24 Hours of Daytona.
They go door to door for the feature race lead here on the last lap of the race. Side by side for the race lead in the final corner at Homestead.
Down the back straightaway, 3 wide again for the race lead. This is unbelievable stuff here tonight.
Loma is going to have to be very deep on the brakes, and he is very deep on the brakes. It's side by side through the corner. This is for the win.
It'll be side by side. Davies low, Ottinger high. To the very inside is Garrett low. 4 wide at the stripe. For all his work here on this outside line, neck and neck. Who's going to back out? Does anyone back out? Verstappen starts to squeeze on the inside, and now he'll try and straight line it. Goes under the apron, drag race to the line. It's so close to call.
All right, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. 89 car is actually your race leader, but bringing it down pit side. Like I said, Terry, I don't think these boys are going to be able to make it the full stage length, which is why we see the 41 of Dalton Kilrow saving fuel.
Yeah, Sam, as soon as we went on break there, I was watching the 31 Patrick Cowgill. He was our race leader. Come down fuel only. He come back out. He's now showing in 5th place.
Which hands the lead over to the 37 of Tim Bills. And remember, he's taken 2 of his 3 sets of tires already, so still babying that set he's on now. But currently leading, wondering if he can make it the last 5-6 laps here to win the stage.
So Marcus Fadden, as you was your leader, he's coming down pit lane. You almost say
That's going to hand over second place to Mark Arthur in the number 12 car.
second place. My bad. Oh.
And Terry, I don't know if you caught this, but if you get an eye on that number 12 car as we go into the cockpit with Mark Arthur, he's also saving fuel.
Marcus McFadden is taking tires. This is good.
Tim Bills, your race leader, brings it down pit side, Terry. That's going to hand the lead over to the number 12 of Mark Arthur. With 5 laps to go in the stage. You can definitely hear him shutting the engine off, going into the corners, picking the gas back up around the center of the corner, wondering if he can make it work.
Bills fuel only on his way out.
And I tell you what, Terry, remember who we saw pit super early was the number 44 of Aaron Bockover. Now, he took fuel earlier in the stage. While all these other guys are clutching, he's able to go full throttle.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if he's going to be able to get a couple more positions out of this.
I'm sure he hopes so.
Well, the next person ahead of him is Dalton Kilroe. And there is about a half a straightaway in between them. And I'm actually interested to see what happens when the 44 gets to the 41, because we know that those two in prior events and leagues have history.
Yes, they definitely have a history. Bockover is actually a very good friend of mine. I told him before, I said, man, you can't let this carry over into another league. But we'll see.
I tell you what, Terry, coming out of turns 1 and 2 for the number 12 machine, I think he might be able to make it.
Cutting it off a lot, and I'm watching the 41 again, and man, cutting it down really early, which is letting the 44 Bockover just run right up on him.
But that being said, with the number 12 leading with 2 laps to go here in the stage, the man we were looking at is the number 31 of Patrick Cowgill is gaining on him like it's nothing right now. Patrick Cowgill already took his pit stop and got fuel. So wondering if he's going to be able to catch the number 12 of Mark Arthur.
Last time the 41 pitted was lap 56. Last time the 44 pitted was 66.
10-lap difference in between the 41 and the
Sir.
44. And it looks like Aaron Bockover is definitely going to catch him, I imagine. It's getting closer and closer each lap. As James Bunce goes around the 41. James Bunce, I believe, is 1 lap. No, he's your last car on the lead lap in 12th position.
Yeah.
Back up to the front of the field. Last lap.
Ooh.
Last lap of the stage here for the number 12 of Mark Arthur. Patrick Cowgill running him down, though. Is he going to have enough, or can Patrick catch him here in the last couple of corners? Not going to happen, and Mark Arthur's going to take your stage win here.
Bockover did not catch the 41, Dalton Kilroe. Dalton had a good strategy there, saving that fuel.
Oh, Captain Save Fuel himself, bringing home a 4th place finish in the stage.
Now we got 110 laps these guys got to run, so let's see. Another one I'm going to go watch when it fills. I'm going to stay on him, see if he, I hope he doesn't take tires, but we'll see.
I imagine you're going to see a lot of guys who haven't taken tires yet take tires right now, Terry.
Marcus McFadden on lap 84 tires, I believe. Everybody else, lap 56, lap 66, 80s. Yeah, those guys have not taken tires for a while. So did Tim Bills just make himself a sitting duck for tonight?
I believe he did, honestly, with taking those 2 sets of tires. He still has 110 laps to go with 1 set in the bank.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the 37. But we're going to go ahead and let these guys go and do their pit stops, and we'll see if we can't get a word in with your stage winner, Mark Arthur.
Have him. Hey, Sam, while we're doing that, I want to pull Dalton in after we get done with Mark if we got time.
We can do that. As soon as they hop off pit road here, we'll get a word in with Mark Arthur, and then we'll get a word in with the number 41 of Dalton Kilrow.
Fuel only for the 37 car. So I think he's smartened up and realized, man, I can't be using tires all this time.
All right, Terry, they're coming off pit road. You want to go ahead and take Mark here?
No, you take Mark, I'll take Dalton.
All right, and we're bringing our stage winner up here, Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur, Sam and Terry in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
So, definitely seen you saving a little bit of fuel there, and also notice you haven't been taking tires. Do you got a little trick up your sleeve for tonight?
Well, there's 3 stops left, and, well, there's 2 stops left, and I just took my first set of tires. So, thinking I got enough to get tires each time for the rest of the night. Yeah, I was saving a little bit there, ran out coming on the pit road. I didn't know if I was going to make it or not.
Well, definitely looking like you're fast as usual tonight. Did you get a good setup into the car? I know you had limited time to work on something.
Not really. It's not a great setup. It's really, really, really loose off the corner. I've been throwing everything I can at it trying to fix it. So now I can finally took tires and put some tire pressure in there. So hopefully that'll fix it.
All right. Well, I just want to let you know you got your mom and your sister watching tonight, and they're rooting for you. So good luck out there.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Lori.
All right, that's the driver of the number 12, Mark Arthur. And Terry, you said you wanted to talk to the 41, so I'll go ahead and bring him up for you, and you got him.
Dalton Kilroy, Sam and Terry up in the booth, got us.
10-4.
Hey, man, just a real quick question. I mean, I saw you saving fuel, which is Captain Save Fuel here. So, are you down on power? Or is the car running okay? We know you got into a little incident. Are you good on power?
Yeah, as far as I know, I'm good. I've just been trying to save tires, save a little bit of fuel there. I knew we'd be tight coming to the stage, and I'm actually coming in top off and also get some eye drops because my contacts are dry.
Well, go get your stuff taken care of, bud. We'll talk to you later.
10-4.
That's the driver of the number 41, Dalton Kilroy. Says his car's good, Terry.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize he's trying to save tires, but now that does make more sense. Mark Arthur is still shutting off his car.
Probably, I know from racing with Mark last season, that's a big habit with him under caution.
Yeah.
He was.
I've actually got into that habit.
Yeah, actually, he's the one that got me into that habit. Always try and save as much fuel as you can. If you can run just maybe 1 or 2 laps longer than somebody else, that's going to be your advantage later in the race with taking tires, because you're going to have 1-2 lap fresher tires.
Yes. And I think a lot of these guys is kind of on the same tire strategy as Mark was. Now every time he stops, he can put a new set of rubber on there. So look forward to this 12 being up front and see Jason Powell and his 18. James Bunce at the 22. He'll get up there and do something with them.
Well, you heard it from Mark yourself, Terry. I mean, he's got enough tires for the last couple of stops here, but pace car lights are off. It ducks down pit road. Mark Arthur in control of the field. Green flag is back out in the air here at Homestead. Final stage of the night. Decent jump for the number 12 as they fire down into turns 1 and 2. Jason Powell looks to the inside, not going to be able to get there. Mark's going to come down and jump in front of him. But that number 31, Patrick Calgill, looking to the inside of the 18.
.37 getting around. Man, them old tires. He's pushing around them corners.
But even for old tires, Terry, that number 37 is actually doing a fairly good job of managing what he has. To be fair. But as we go through your field real quick here, Mark Arthur, your race leader, Jason Powell in second place. Patrick Calgill actually looking to the inside of Jason Powell going into turns 3 and 4. Gonna get the nose there. He's gonna be side by side with them in the middle of the corner. Not gonna be able to make the pass coming off the corner. Gonna give the chance for Jason Powell to get the run coming off turn 4.
Damn, Mike Tipton in that 55, he just had about 4 cars just fly by him. So I'm wondering, I don't believe he took tires this last pit.
According to my timing and scoring, Terry, 9-second pit stop for the 55, so no tires.
Wow, okay, that explains why half the field just flew by.
Back up to the front. Patrick Cowgill still working on the 18 and Jason Powell. He's going to clear him here. Going to try and slide up in front of him. Will he make the pass work? No, Jason Powell sticks his nose back to the outside of the 31 and a race down the front straightaway.
Bringing along the 89 too, Brad Kirby.
Brad Kirby trying to make his way back up into the top 3. Still side-by-side battle here between the 18 and the 31. Looks like Jason Powell scraping the wall just a little bit going into turns 3 and 4. Patrick Cowgill trying to slide up in front of him one more time. Brad Kirby getting a little loose.
That was the 89 of Kirby. Well, you might be looking somewhere else, but Brad Kirby started going down to the bottom. His right rear end just wanted to come around him.
Looks like the 31, Terry, got around Jason Powell for that second position. And someone we haven't really talked a whole lot about tonight is the number 22 of Grumpy Bunts. Running in 5th place right now, Terry. Doing a good job with that number 22.
Wasn't Bunts a lap down earlier?
I believe he was, yeah.
Now he's up here in, what, 4th or 5th place?
Fifth place.
Man, what a job he's doing tonight.
Looks like James Bunce, the only, or not the only, but one of the Fords out there, Ford Mustang. As we all know, the ARCA cars are all Chevys, but these guys deciding to put different badges on the cars. I prefer Ford.
Back here watching the 3, Corey Sherman trying to get underneath the 37 of Tim Bills, maybe take a spot away from him.
Looks like Corey Sherman's got a little scrape on the left side of that car too, Terry.
So when he got in that little messed up earlier, I wonder if he had to take his fast repair.
Not too sure with that, but the number 3 trying to work on the 37 going into turns 3 and 4. Not quite able to get there, even though he's getting to the back bumper of him. He might be able to make something happen here coming off turn 4.
Again, Sam, you said it yourself, that high line coming off that turn is the fastest way around this track.
Definitely gives you the momentum going down the straightaways to prevent somebody with the inside line and take that position away from you. But Corey Sherman working on the 37, trying the best he can, maybe to get a little side draft on him, pull that car back to him, but just not quite able to get there, Terry.
Yeah, we've seen Sherman early in the run tonight wear his car out. It looked like he wanted the road to do it again.
Back up to the front of the field. No surprise there. Number 12, My Little Pony, Mark Arthur. Got about a half a second lead over Patrick Cowgill in second. And I'm wondering, Terry, with Patrick Cowgill leading as many laps as he did trying to win that stage, is he maybe pushing his car a little hard to get around the 12 of Mark Arthur?
I don't see why you would. I mean, he's got a stage win. Not a stage win, but he's got some good stage points. Last, Daytona, he's got some good points going into this. If anything, Mark Arthur needs to push, because I believe Mark is, you know what, I'm going to see where he's at in points. I did not pull that up tonight.
Dead last.
He is last.
Well,
Okay.
15th, but we had a couple of new guys, so he's fit. The last time I looked, Mark Arthur was 15th in points. Having a rough night at Daytona International Speedway and then another rough night at the Daytona Road Course. So
right.
A win here tonight, though, Terry, will lock him into the playoffs.
This is true. And he's doing a fine job. He saved fuel earlier. Not really have to save tires since we know they're going 30. I don't know how many laps they get on fuel. was it 31, 32, something like that on fuel?
I don't even think it's that many, Terry, because we remember they had about 30 laps to go once that caution came out, and the 41 of Dalton Kilroe and the 12 of Mark Arthur were saving fuel like madmen trying to make it to the end of the stage.
Okay.
So I'm thinking these boys can maybe do 20 to 25 laps on fuel.
Wow.
That's my guess.
We're 17 laps into this run, so
Everybody pretty much single filed out here. We're going to go ahead and do another quick through the field for you.
Oh, who's that in the wall? Looks like the boss, Tex Perry.
Tex Perry. Oh, and that's going to allow Aaron Bockover to look to the inside of the boss, going down the front straightaway. Not quite able to make the pass coming off the corner, but definitely trying to... Oh, almost a little contact there.
I think Bockover backed out over the lot, so there wasn't any smart move on the 44.
Not sure if the boss made a few adjustments on that race car or not, but he's looking a little loose off the corner, Terry.
Wow, yeah.
Side by side in turns 3 and 4 between the 44 and the 85. Real tight race in here. Looks like the 44 might get the run here off the corner. He's going to try and clear him going down into turns 1 and 2. Not able to get there as the 85 pinches the 44 down. Definitely some good racing here, but the 85 just looking all out of shape, real loose.
Yeah, he slipped up there to get that back end a little loose, and he clears the 85 here.
And that's going to bump Aaron Bockover up into the 7th position, but Tex Perry not giving up that fight just yet as we're side by side once again. Coming out of turn 4, and the boss is going to clear Aaron back once again.
Back up front, I'm watching Patrick Cowgill. He is starting to run down our leader, Mark Arthur.
Like I said, Terry, I think that 31 wants that lead, and he wants it now. He's running. He's led a few laps here tonight. The car looks like it's handling real good for him. And but we know Mark Arthur as well. He's definitely going to be saving his stuff for the first 15 or so laps, especially with this tire model for iRacing. But we definitely might have a race on our hands here tonight between the 12 and the 31, it looks like.
Oh, yeah. Well, I listened to the chat in here, and Mike Tipton just hollered at the 12 of Mark Arthur where he asked Mark, where do you want me to be? Mark says, just run your line. I'll get around you. So see what Tipton does here when Mark catches you on turn 1.
Looks like the 55. He's going to stay high. Actually getting into the wall a little bit there, trying to stay high. But that's going to allow the 12 and the 31 to get around him, no issue. As Patrick Cowgill trying to run down your race leader, Mark Arthur. And Terry, he's there.
Yes, he is. I just switched over to James Bunch real quick. I heard him call out a pit stop. I'm watching his pit. Right now, fuel only for the 22 James Bunts as I go back and look at Mark Arthur.
As we said, Patrick Cowgill starting to gain a little bit on Mark Arthur, but Mark Arthur starting to pull a little bit on Patrick Cowgill here. Seems like Patrick gets the run out of the corner, but Mark's a little bit better going into the corner.
Is Mark taking away something from the front end of Patrick Cowgill's car?
That's possible, that dirty air.
Dirty air, yeah.
As it looks like Patrick Cowgill trying to run maybe about a half a lane lower than the 12, maybe to get some of that clean air, excuse me, on the front end of that 31. Get a little bit more downforce so he can get more turn. I mean, he is definitely there to race for this lead.
Yeah, we still got, 86 laps to go.
Long way to go, Terry. Definitely, we got a long way to go. So, like I said, to be honest, my prediction with this race lead right now is that the 31 might get around the 12. But then in about 5, maybe 10 laps or so, you're going to see the 12 go right back around the 31.
Damn, I'm back here watching 85 Tex Perry and 41 of Dalton Kilroe. They got a hell of a race going on, going into turn 1.
85 looks like he's going to try and slide up. Oh, almost a little contact there between the 85 and 41. Dalton Kilroy going to try and cross over the boss. Not making the move quite yet. Hanging back a little bit.
In the boss earlier, get a little loose once he got around people's. What he does here.
But again, Terry, as we see, the sun's starting to go down, so I think you're going to see a lot of these race cars that we saw loose at the beginning of the race are going to be tightening up. So maybe the boss making a few adjustments on that car here on the next pit stop, and you'll see him back up near the front.
He got a little sideways where you could almost see the driver's side number. That gave Dalton Kilroy a big advantage. Jump right back up and back behind him.
But still not able to get there to make a move on the number 85, but we still got a heck of a race here.
Aaron Bachmover's into the wall hard. He's kept it moving, kept it going. That gave him Brad Kirby a big old chance to get around him. Along with, who was that just passed him? Tim Bills in that 37 car.
Doesn't look like the 44 has a whole lot of right side damage, but
yeah, he'll be all right.
Definitely going to be affecting the handling of that race car because, as you know, Terry, you get into the wall just a little bit, you can knock the right front toe out of it, which is just going to make that car handle terrible for the rest of the race.
Yep, be a fight in it.
Back up at the front, though. Like I said, Terry, Mark Arthur starting to pull back away from the number 31. I'm thinking the 31 may have burned his stuff up trying to catch that 12 machine.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing, Sam. As you know, Mark's hitting his spots. He's smooth. Did a heck of a job in that 12 car.
I imagine, Terry, with everybody pitting on lap 92 to 94, we're going to be seeing guys coming down pit road here in the next, I want to say, 5 or so laps. We're almost on lap 120.
Yeah.
That's about 30 laps. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe it's about 30, 33 laps they can do, possibly. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I can't go back and...
While you're checking that out, Terry,
yeah,
I'm going to do a quick through the field here. Mark Arthur, your race leader. Patrick Cowgill running in second place. Jason Powell doing a great job recovering from that incident earlier. He's running in third. The boss, Tex Perry, still fighting that 41 of Dalton Kilroy on his back bumper, but he's running in the fourth position. And Dalton Kilroy on the 41 rounding out your top 5. In sixth place, you got the 89 of Brad Kirby, and behind him is the number 3 of Corey Sherman. And then behind him, you got Tim Bills and number 37, still babying those tires that he took earlier in the race. Aaron Bachmover, after getting in the wall a little bit, he's running in 9th position. And rounding out your top 10 is the 00 of Marcus McFadden. James Bunce is running in the 11th position with Mike Tipton in the 12th position in that Chrome 55. First car a lap down is Doug Thompson at number 13. Looks like he actually had his quick repair, Terry, as that car looks fresh and ready to go. And behind him, and running in a 14th position, is the number 4 of Tom Miles, looking like he's about to go another lap down to the number 12 of Mark Arthur.
Yeah, talking about the 13th place, Doug Thompson. He needs a caution. Actually, he needs a couple cautions to get back on that lead lap, along with Mike Tipton. He needs a good caution so he get back on the lead lap. As looks like Patrick Cowgill going around. Who is that?
It's number 4, Tom Miles.
Thank you. Brad Kirby bringing it to pits. Brad, see what he... Nine rowdy machine down the road.
Brad Kirby bringing it down pit side. Like I said, Terry, I think we're going to be seeing everybody starting to make pit stops here, because we're going to go ahead and focus on a higher advantage on the track and see what happens here. I think Mark Arthur is going to be coming down here shortly, along with 31 of Patrick Cowgill. Oh, and Mike Tipton in that 55 Chrome machine left a big tire smoker coming into the pit lane. Wondering if he got it down at speed or not. It looks like he did, but man, that was close, Terry. You might want to have to go back and look at that because he locked them up coming down pit road.
Fuel only for the 89 of Brad Kirby.
Brad Kirby, I think, was one of those ones that took tires earlier in the race, Terry. Like I said, I think this tire strategy that the 12 and the 41 and the other drivers are playing as
We got a slew of them coming in.
Yeah, your leader, Mark Arthur, coming down pit road, Patrick Cowgill in second, and Jason Powell in third, all bringing it down pit side.
I don't know what happened there. The double zero Marcus McFadden scrapes the wall coming down the pit road. Mark Arthur taking tires.
Well, like he said in his interview, Terry, he's got enough tires to last the rest of the race. So I'd be surprised to see the 12 car not take tires. Jason Powell also looks like he's taking 4 tires. Corey Sherman on pit road getting into his pit box. Dalton Kilrow also on pit road.
Yeah, I'm watching Dalton Kilrow now. I know Dalton, Jason, and Mark are all in team speak together, so I'm sure they're all working together. I'm going to watch Dalton Kilrow in that 41, see if he takes tires here. Uh-oh.
Oh, he's back.
Uh-oh. Who did that? Is that me?
Nope, that's I believe that's Dalton blinking him out.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't believe
Did
Dalton
he just
took
take
tires.
he just took fuel only, I believe.
Yeah.
Fuel only for the number 41. Interesting strategy call for Dalton Kilrow. But back up at the front, your new race leader is the 31 of Patrick Cowgill, Terry.
Wow.
But Mark Arthur, I'm not sure what happened to him, if maybe something happened coming off of pit road. Actually, I just figured it out, Terry. The 31, fuel only.
Yes. Yep.
So again, interesting strategy calls here by a lot of the guys. Jason Powell looking to the inside of the 41 of Dalton Kilrow with them fresh tires. Going to go ahead and take that third position away rather easily. As we also got Marcus McFadden up there in the mix. Looks like he's a lap down. Marcus McFadden is the first car 1 lap down right now. And as I said that, Terry, when I said that Patrick Cowgill was in lead, he had about a 3.5 second lead. And Mark Arthur has knocked down that lead to a 1.5 seconds in a matter of 2 laps.
Yeah, Mark's just at that 12 car just hauling right now. I imagine it'll be another couple laps. It'll be right on the back of that 31.
And we still got a long 72 laps to go here. But these boys are putting on a good show. Green flag the whole way. We got green flag pit stops going on. I believe everybody has finally cycled through. And we got a race for your lead right now. Mark Arthur looking to the inside of Patrick Cowgill down the back straightaway. And I tell you what, Terry, I'm going to see him, go into turn 3 and just take that lead back with ease. Mark Arthur back to the race lead. And after green flag pit stops have completed, I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and take another commercial break, so stick right with us.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Coming up to the line, being chased, and it was Braden Johnson. Unbelievable finish. It was 1/1000th of a second between them.
Green flag in the air. We are racing in the 2020 24 Hours of Daytona.
They go door to door for the feature race lead here on the last lap of the race. Side by side for the race lead in the final corner at Homestead.
Down the back straightaway, 3 wide again for the race lead. This is unbelievable stuff here tonight.
Loma is going to have to be very deep on the brakes, and he is very deep on the brakes. It's side by side through the corner. This is for the win.
It'll be side by side. Davies low, Ottinger high. To the very inside is Garrett low. 4 wide at the stripe.
For all he's worth here on this outside line, neck and neck. Who's going to back out? Does anyone back out? Verstappen starts to squeeze on the inside, and now he'll try and straight line it. Goes under the apron, drag race to the line. It's so close to call.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And Mark Arthur still your race leader. However, a little mix-up for second place is Jason Powell taking over second position.
Jason and Mark both, they took a set of tires on lap 124, so they're both on the same amount of rubber. See if Jason saved more than Mark did to catch him.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see who can run down that My Little Pony machine of Mark Arthur.
Mark Arthur in between lap traffic.
Working his way through the lap traffic of the 89 of Brad Kirby and the number 3 of Corey Sherman. Gets around with ease. As we still got about 60 laps to go here in this race. And with these guys pitting at lap 24, Terry, I believe you said these guys could do about 30 laps of fuel. I think we finally figured it out 140 laps into the race, but about 30 laps on a tank of fuel. So these boys should be coming down here at around lap 152 again. So here in another 12 or so laps, we'll see another set of green flag pit stops and see how that's going to play out. And I'm actually surprised, Terry, that remember, we saw the number 41 of Dalton Kilroe, who's in a battle with the boss right now once again. But Dalton Kilroe not taking tires that last time. And I'm just wondering if that's going to play into his favor maybe later. But he's losing a lot of time on the track right now to our leaders.
Well, you know what? The boss didn't take any tires either. So they're pretty much even. I think Tex Perry has 1 lap older tires.
Side by side out the back straightaway between the boss and Dalton Kilrow. And you know, Terry, these boys, these two boys right here have been battling all night. It's almost a little bit of contact there in turns 3 and 4. But they have been side by side for the last 2 laps. We're going to keep an eye on this just to see how this one plays out. This is a battle for your 4th position right now.
Texas is going to have to do something to that 85 car. He keeps going in them turns like he is. I think he's just going to tear up at the tires.
Well, remember, I believe actually that, a little bit of contact there between 85 and 41. Tex not having it right now as he says, move over, I want this position.
Wow.
Still side by side between the 41 and the 85. Great racing here between these two guys.
James Bunce, 6th place for car lap, or last car on the lead lap, just brought her down pit road.
It looks like Tex Perry actually going to go ahead and back off of the 41 for now and just slot back into that 5th position. As Dalton Kilrow maintains your 4th spot. Patrick Calgill running in 3rd place right now. Led a few laps this race, as we said prior, but trying the best he can right now, but he's got about it looks like a 12, 13 second gap to 2nd place of Jason Powell. But Patrick Calgill also not taking tires that last time. So as you can see, tires here at Homestead, very important, Terry.
Yeah, I'm sitting there watching 37 of Tim Bills with new tires just fly by 4th and 5th place there.
Tim Bills running in 9th position right now.
So if Tim just took tires, guess what? He's done with tires for the night.
That is true, Terry. He did have about a 14-second pit stop, it looked like. Pitted on lap 136 about 10 laps ago. So he's got to make them tires last the rest of the race, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out for him. So not the night Tim Bills probably wanted, but looks like if he can maintain where he's at, definitely going to still be able to get some points, as he did win stage number 1.
I'm still focused on the 85, the boss, and Dalton Kilrow in that 41. We got a caution.
A caution flag out on the racetrack. I believe it was the number 4. Yep, the number 44, Varen Bach, over backwards on the racetrack right now. We're going to go ahead and see if we can't get a replay on that.
Got a little bit sandwiched there.
Yeah, it looks like he just kind of got pinched.
Whoa.
Coming off of turn 2, he gets pinched 3 wide, and looks like the 89 wiggled and just kind of right reared him into the fence. Big damage to the 44-89, and the 55 of Mike Tipton actually getting involved that one as well. So definitely going to shake some things up here, Terry. And the question is if you're Mark Arthur or you're Jason Powell, what do you do? Do you take tires, or do you just keep running with what you got?
Well, we know Mark Arthur still has 2 sets left. So I'm coming in grabbing tires. Jason Powell, if they're pitting the same way through this race, Jason's got the same amount as Mark does. So actually, Jason, I'm going to watch what the leader does.
I'm with you on that one, Terry, as Mark Arthur in the pits.
Coming down.
I want to point out, Terry, that Patrick Calgill still did not pit, and he's your race leader right now. And I'm kind of wondering why Patrick didn't decide to come down pit road.
Mark Arthur is taking tires.
Jason Powell also elected to take tires. Corey Sherman, fuel only. The boss, Tex Perry, and Dalton Kilrow both taking a set of tires. No surprise there. and everybody else has not pit yet. So Patrick Cowgill, it's going to be interesting to see what he does here under this caution.
Right now, I'm showing on time and scoring here. I'm only showing 6 cars in the lead lap. Dalton Kill, 10 Bills now, 7, showing the last car in the lead.
It's going to be interesting to see what Patrick Cowgill does here on pit road as we follow him down to his pit box. We're going to see if he jacks that car up and takes 4 fresh Goodyear tires, as he does. Right side's going on the number 31. So I believe, if correct, he may have 1 set left in the bank, but I could be wrong on that one.
Sherman also elected to take tires, come on down through here. Aaron Bacher pulling out on pits.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate night for the 44 of Aaron Backover. Got into the wall a little bit earlier and now involved with this late race caution, but that's going to stack up the field once again here with about 52 laps to go, Terry.
So your top 8 are all on fresh rubber. Aaron Backover being the lap down.
It looks like Corey Sherman electing to stay on pit road a little bit longer than expected. I'm wondering if that number 3 machine has a little bit of damage as he pulls off pit road now.
Interesting.
Well, Terry, it's coming down to the wire here, and these guys are now doubling up. Looks like the lights are back off on the pace car. There's one thing we haven't done tonight, and that's get our picks in.
Haven't, have we?
So I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I know the 12 is fast, right? But I don't want to give Mark the credit here because I know he'll, hate me for it. But I'm honestly going to go with that 18 of Jason Powell. He looks fast. It looks like once the lights came on, that car has come to him. He's on the same strategy as Mark, and they're working together. So I'd like to see that number 18 bringing home victory lane.
Well, I agree with you again this week. So I'm going to catch hell for this one. I'm going to go with the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. I've raced him enough. I've seen him save his stuff till the end, and so my pick tonight is the 41 of Dalton Kilroe.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You got our picks of the broadcasters. Pace car is off. Mark Arthur fires them off once again. We got 50 laps to go here in the Homestead 200 in Nascom. Down into turns 1 and 2, Jason Powell trying to look underneath the 12 car, and Mark Arthur not going to be able to get there as Mark slots down in front of him. But Dalton Kilroe, Terry's pick, making a move on the 31 of Patrick Cowgill with them fresh tires.
Yeah, Jason Powell is not letting off of Mark Arthur. He's staying right there with him. So Jason's coming right up to the back of him too.
Looks like we may have a battle here for the lead between the 18 of Jason Powell and Mark Arthur. Jason looking to the inside of number 12, going into turns 1 and 2, not able to get there again as Mark prevails coming off of turns 2. Back a little bit further, we got the 41 of Dalton Kilroe and the 31 of Patrick Cowgill battling it out for the 3rd position as Jason Powell looks like he's getting back to the rear bumper of Mark Arthur, trying to take that lead away here with under 50 laps to go.
Yeah, one thing, Jason Powell don't want to do is touch Mark. I mean, no, none of us really want to do that, especially in these cars.
He's looking to the inside. Oh,
whoa,
big block there, it looked like, from the number 12. No harm, no foul. These boys keep it straight, keep going. Great racing up here at the front of the pack between the 12 and the 18. Jason Powell trying to get a run, just can't seem to get there. Mark Arthur retains the lead.
Man, maybe Jason wants to win win this race now.
And I tell you what, Terry, if there's one thing I know about that number 12, if he trusts you and he's raced around you enough, he will race you hard every single lap. So this is going to be interesting as we got the 31 looking to the inside of Jason Powell. He's going to get down there, get to his bumper. Not going to be able to get the run, though. I think Jason Powell's going to get the run coming off turn 4.
Yeah, I was going to bring up Patrick Cowgill in that 31 with Mark and Jason messing around. Well, not messing around, but doing what they were doing. Gave Patrick Cowgill all that time to catch up to him, and he did a hell of a job getting underneath the 18 right now, trying to put a move on him.
Looking to the inside of the 18 again. If these boys get side by side, it's going to allow that 12 car to kind of pull away a little bit, but the 31 still not able to clear that number 18.
Now behind the 31 and the 18 is that number 41, Dalton Kilroy, which is inching up slowly.
Dalton seems to be kind of biding his time right now a little bit here in the back, watching these boys battle it out. He says, hey, you guys go race. I'll save my tires, and when you guys fall off, I'll see you in about 10 laps.
Well, Sam, you know from doing this enough, these two guys here racing each other, 31 and 18, is giving Dalton Kilroy a chance to catch up and giving Mark Arthur a chance to pull away.
And these two are going at it. They're not letting each other by. No holds bar here with a little over 40 laps to go. Jason Powell holding strong on that outside line, though, Terry.
But Patrick Cowgill on the bottom is holding his own, too. Guys are doing a great job, man, not getting into each other, clean racing.
Definitely great racing here between these two guys. And I'm wondering if they keep racing like this, like you said, Terry, the number 41, he's going to get into this mix because he's starting to catch these boys.
And I've been watching the time between Jason and Mark. It just keeps going up. We're almost a second.
Looks like these guys deciding to get a little single file here as Patrick Cowgill slots back in behind the 18. So we'll see if the 18 can try and run back down the 12 of Mark Arthur.
They sorted it out, but they gave the 41 all that to catch right up to the 31 of Patrick Cowgill.
Oh, it's out of Patrick Cowgill on the wall a little bit there off turn 4. It's going to allow Dalton Kilroy to get a run on the outside. Dalton thinks better of it, though. Now he's going to take the run and try and pass him on the high side, trying to do it the hard way. Not able to get there, though.
And the 41 is the Boss Tex Perry. We know got a good car tonight. We've seen him battling Dalton Kilroy earlier for a long time, so...
Side by side between the 41 and the 31. Dalton's going to prevail coming off turn 4, and he's going to go ahead and take away that third position. Back up to the front, though. I don't know if you see this, Terry, but that 18 has caught the 12 once again.
You know, and Mark's philosophy, he told it to you, he told it to me, make him guys burn it up to catch you. Run your line and let them guys just...
got lap traffic. Marcus McFadden doing a good job to get out of the way of these guys, but that's still going to allow Jason Powell to get to the rear bumper of the 12 car. Going down into turns 1 and 2 once again. Not able to get there just yet, but definitely catching. Mark Arthur is number 18 and Jason Powell.
Jason knows he can catch him. Maybe he ought to just go out and just ride right back there.
Maybe try and ride behind
laps.
him.
Yeah.
Maybe wait for Mark to make a mistake, which we know is kind of rare, but it does happen to everybody. So, because actually right now it looks like the 12 is starting to pull a little bit more on the 18.
It is rare to see that 12 car make mistakes, but I watched Daytona at the road course last week. I think he went off every turn there was.
I mean, Jason Powell is there. We got under 40 laps to go here in the Homestead 200 here for Nascom. And I tell you what, Terry, while we're watching this battle unfold here, I'm going to go ahead and bring up their schedule, if I can. Trying to find out where they're going next here.
Jason Powell just keeps looking underneath 12 of Mark Arthur. Got a battle back here for third. Patrick Cowgill and Dalton Kilrow once again. Patrick Cowgill down on the bottom. Thinks better, but just kind of gets back up behind Dalton Kilrow.
Yeah, Terry, next week it looks like March 6th, we're going to Las Vegas for 200 laps.
Another good track. I really like Vegas. Ooh, Patrick Cowgill just back out to the left rear corner. Got them guys racing.
Hard racing here between the 41 and 31. Real close. Oh, man. 31 getting real loose coming off of turn 4 there, Terry.
And Dalton Kilrow held his line, did not move an inch.
These boys are definitely putting on a good show here with about 35 laps to go here. But these two guys racing is definitely giving a chance for the boss, Tex Perry. He's just lurking back there saying, go ahead, guys. I'm right here whenever y'all make a mistake.
Yeah, he's definitely caught up to these two guys. Exactly what's going through his head, man. One of them makes a mistake, I'll capitalize on it, get around them, and go.
Looks like the 31 car, Patrick Cowgill, man, he is wicked loose coming off of the corners.
Kind of going back through the field here, and oh hell, let's run down here real quick. So we're running first place right now. Mark Arthur in that 12 car. The 18 car, Jason Powell, right behind him in that running second place. 41 car, Dalton Kilrow in third. 31 of Patrick Cowgill running fourth. Next to Bossman Perry in that 85 running fifth. Tim Bills in that 37 running sixth. Corey Sherman in that 3 car running seventh. That's those top 7 at the moment. Oh wait, Aaron Bacher just got a lap back evidently. So yeah, top 8. Am I right on that?
We got a wreck. Terry. No caution, but Patrick Cowgill is hurt, and so I believe is the 44, Dalton Kilrow. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't get a replay on that. Racing hard. Oh, looks like Patrick Cowgill gets into the 41. Patrick Cowgill hard into the outside wall. Dalton Kilrow is going to spin it out. And no caution, I believe. Definitely damage to both vehicles, though. And I believe even Tex the Boss Perry, I'm going to get one more replay on that. I believe Tex the Boss Perry got into it as well.
Patrick Cowgill brought it down on pit lane. He is in there getting that car service. That's up right now. Dalton Kilrow stayed on the track. He's still out there running. I don't believe he's lost any speed.
He's got a little right rear damage to that race car, though, Terry.
Okay.
And Patrick Cowgill about ripped the whole right side of the car off when he hit the wall. So, unfortunate there, as I said, that the 31 got loose. Maybe a little bit of the broadcaster's curse, but he was looking loose, and he got down into the corner underneath Dalton Kilrow. Got a little wiggle and just came up, and they got into each other, and that's what caused that one.
They were racing hard, Sam, for the longest time, so not a real... Jason, ooh. It was not a real surprise something happened, but I mean, they was racing hard. That's just a racing thing right there.
Back up to the front, though. Jason Powell not letting Mark Arthur run away with it, as he is definitely there, still trying to figure out how he's going to get around this My Little Pony machine. And I tell you what, Terry, Mark used to have a saying on the back of that car. I remember last season. I ran behind him quite a bit, and it said, "Don't get beat by this girly car."
Yeah.
And I tell you what, when you see that for enough laps, now it's not on the car this season, but I know Jason has it in the back of his mind. He says, I don't want this pink car to beat me.
Hey, real quick, we got Patrick Cowgill in the infield care center.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll bring him up there. You want to go ahead and give him
yeah, please.
All right. Go ahead. We'll go ahead and bring in Patrick Cowgill, the number 31 in the infield care center. You got Terry and Sam.
Got us there, Patrick?
Yeah, I got you.
What's going on out there, bud? Man, you and Kilrow was having a hell of a race out there. What happened?
I got impatient.
Oh, that'll do it.
It's just,
I don't know what it is, but when I start getting stuck behind somebody, I just start getting impatient, and then I get to the point where I don't know, get loose and can't hold on to it. It was ridiculous.
But you guys is battling, commenting how you guys are getting really close. She's doing a great job out there. I mean, you can't complain a whole lot, man. You know, Daytona a couple weeks ago, you got a couple stages there. You didn't do bad until you ran out of fuel. But you'll get her fixed and come back out?
Hopefully. I got about 3 minutes left of required.
Right now, we are on lap 173. So, yeah, you got a little time to come back and get some points.
I'm kind of a little disappointed because I knew I had a fast setup, and I just kept making adjustments to try to make it faster, and I think I screwed something up.
Well, I can understand that, bud. So, we'll get that car fixed and see it back out there on track, buddy.
Yep.
That was Patrick Cowgill driving the number 31, involved in that incident that unfortunately for him and a couple of the other drivers involved, that did not bring out a caution. But while we were talking to him at the Infield Care Center, Terry, Jason Powell tried making a move on Mark Arthur, and he was there a couple of times, but just can't seem to get that pass to work.
41 Dalton Kilrow bringing it down the pit road. This might be the last time we see that car on pit road. Oh, he just came back out. My bad.
Yeah, Dalton Kilrow right now is 1 lap down.
Yeah, he must took tires because that was a 14. I'm on his.
So let's go ahead and see if we can't get a look at the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. The right rear of that car seems to be fixed, Terry, so I'm guessing he took his fast repair on that pit stop.
You know, so I just looked at 4th place. Number 3 at Corey Sherman. I mean, at one time he was a lap down at the bottom. He's made his way up to 4th place. Actually, he's the first car. Well, he is showing a lap down now. I'm looking at 2 different.
But he's just now coming out of the pits.
Okay.
So Corey Sherman, as of right now, my timing and scoring is showing him in 6th place. Now Tim Bill's got around him.
Yeah.
So right now, as it shows on your timing and scoring, or my timing and scoring rather, it's Mark Arthur in the lead with Jason Powell right on his back bumper once again. And then the boss Tex Perry running in 3rd, about a corner back from those 2. But those are your only 3 on the lead lap right now with 24 laps to go.
Well, I tell you what, these guys have got to be pitting soon. We're at 177. Last time Mark Arthur pitted was 147.
That's about 30 laps, Terry. I should see these boys coming down pit road here in the next probably 1 or 2 laps, honestly. And
Case.
Go ahead, Terry.
Mark is making that car so wide. He forced Jason down to the bottom before Jason wanted to go.
And even though those boys are sitting in team speak together, I tell you what, they're not going to tell each other when they're going to pit. Oh, my God. Great racing between the 18 and the 12, and it's definitely expected when you see these guys on the track together. You could call them teammates here in Nascom, running each other hard, putting on a good show for us here. And Jason Powell trying again. He's side by side with Mark. Just can't seem to get that car to stick on the bottom to make something happen.
Damn, you know what it is? Like, you know how it is with teammates. I mean, 2 of my teammates are in this race, Bachhover and Sherman. We talk constantly. Hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm up on you. You know, we try to give each other, be nice to each other. But, man, when it's time for the payout, Mark Arthur hitting the pits. When it's time for payouts, man, you got to do what you got to do.
Mark Arthur locking it up coming down pit road, Terry, as he almost cracked the barrels coming into pit road. And if you remember, Terry, it was about a year or so ago that here at Homestead, you had to take the access road to get on the pit road.
Right.
They took that away, and ever since they took that away, it's been an interesting sight to see guys get on and off pit road, especially on the pit road. I myself ran a race here, I want to say about 3 or 4 weeks ago, And I came in way too hot and almost cranked the barrels and spun out and brought out a caution and made myself look like a moron. But it's definitely a challenging pit road to get onto.
I said I haven't raced since last season, so I haven't been on this track since last season. So I have no clue what it's doing now.
So Mark Arthur allowed Jason Powell to get around him, came down pit road, got his Mark Arthur, he took fuel only. Jason Powell, fuel only. So this is going to be interesting to see now. I was thinking that they would be taking tires, and then Jason would have a one-lap advantage on Mark with tires, but they're going to come off pit road here. Mark's going to get around him with ease, make that undercut work. So Jason's got some work to do here in the last 20 laps if he's going to run him down and take away this win from the number 12.
So Sam, that made me thinking, did they all use their tires?
I believe they might have a set left in the bank, Terry, especially these top two. And my guess is they're saving it possibly for a late race caution.
Okay.
Would be my guess. Or you're right, that maybe they did use them all and maybe we miscounted, but I'm thinking that's the case.
Well, one thing we haven't said yet, I noticed this a while back, I keep forgetting to mention, Brad Kirby in the 89 has disconnected from the sim, so he has packed it up and went home.
Unfortunate night for the number 89 of Brad Kirby, deciding to put it on the trailer for the evening. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas there, Brad, and hope you get that thing dialed in and have a good race next week. But right now, Terry, the race is between Mark Arthur and Jason Powell, and we're going to keep a camera on these guys because the next car back is Tex Perry, but he's almost 9 seconds back running in third, and the battle on the track right now is for the lead.
Jason is catching up to him.
Yes, he is.
Every so slightly, but he is catching that 12 car.
And back on the rear bumper is the number 18.
Now, I don't know if you've seen it in the Discord channel today, where Jason Powell was kind of trash-talking the 12 of Mark Arthur. So, he's letting the car talk for him tonight.
Jason Powell definitely showing he's got a car to beat here tonight. Same with the number 12 of Mark Arthur. As they're just nose to tail one more time here with 16 laps to go.
Kind of going through the field here. Dalton Kilroe back here in fourth place, still just running by himself. James Bunt's kind of same thing, running in ninth, 2 laps down, I believe. I'm looking at 2 separate screens here. I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're right.
Patrick Cowgill, we just talked to him. He's back out on track. How long was he in there? 5 minutes and 41 seconds. So 6 laps down, Patrick Cowgill in that 31 car.
Yeah, but it's good. Again, Terry, it's good to see him wait out the 5 minutes. We got a word in with him while he was getting the car fixed and coming out of the infield care center. The team getting that car, a couple of body panels put back on that machine, and he's back out turning some laps to get as many points as he can here. And that, like I said, that can help you or hurt you later on in the season.
Now, do you know if Nascom pays points for...
Pays points for what?
The biggest mover?
I don't believe so.
Okay. And it doesn't matter that Mark Arthur...
Oh! Mark Arthur, Jason Powell getting into it right there.
Oh,
Jason on the apron. Mark's still trying to save it.
Wow.
Wow. Wow is right.
And they had a car coming out of the pits at the time. Jason had to do everything he could not to get into that car.
That was... Woo! So now Jason's got a lot more work to do with 13 laps to go here in this thing.
Again, he's doing the same thing he done before that happened.
I tell you what, I'm going to go see if I can't get a replay on that.
Okay, but he is definitely slowly reeling Mark Arthur back in. He was at a minute 10 seconds. Now he's down. I'm sorry. He was over about a second. But now he's under a second. So he is catching up with that 12th car again.
Fortunately, not able to find a replay on that. But definitely some contact there. Can't tell who came into who there, but probably just a little bit of hard racing. Those two have been racing each other hard. Definitely a good save on the 12's part, and the 18, especially for going down on the apron. These boys keep going. If you look up at the top of your screen there at the leaderboard, you can see the gap. Jason Powell, like Terry said, was about a second. It's about a half a second to 6/10 now.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, slowly run it down with 10 laps to go. We may see Jason push that thing a little more than he really wants to.
The question is, though, is even with that little bit of contact, whose car is hurting worse after it? Whose tires are hurting worse after it? That's the real question. So, I mean, Mark looking a little loose coming off of the corner right there.
That little incident helped out the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. He didn't pick up a lot of time on these guys, but he did pick up some time.
And Dalton Kilrow does have fresh tires. But
he does, yeah.
But to run down these two, even on older tires, showing Dalton about 4.5 seconds back with 10 laps to go, that is a pretty big gap to make up, especially with these guys still running fast.
But we've seen what happened. They get together. The next time it may not be as easy as just getting back out here on the track.
And as we say that, Terry,
excuse me,
Jason is right back up to the 12 car. With 9 laps to go, we have a race on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Don't step away. We're not going to go to a commercial break. You're going to see all 9 laps here on these two racing for the lead. Jason Powell knocked that lead from a second back down to a 10th, and he's looking to the inside of Mark Arthur down the front straightaway. Just not able to get the run inside. He's to the rear quarter. Side by side.
Look at that. Powering that thing through there.
Side by side. 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway with 8 laps to go here. This is the race for the win right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Jason thought better, just backed off a little bit.
But Mark is not going to let it go that easy. Jason looks like he might. Nope, not able to clear him just yet. Mark holding that high line. 7 laps to go. He's going to pinch him down in the quarter, Terry. That's definitely pretty gutsy after they got together once already, but Jason's going to clear him coming off of turn 2.
I can't believe Jason was holding it down on that bottom line that good. That was awesome driving for that 18 out of Jason Powell.
Mark Arthur going to try and make the crossover happen. He's going to look to the inside, not able to get there. Wondering if Jason just has a little bit more in that car than Mark tonight.
He is starting to pull away from that 12 car.
6 laps to go, this time by.
I think Jason. Whoa! Wow, that was almost wall right there.
And you know, as I say that, Terry, what I'm showing is Dalton Kilrow about 3 seconds behind these guys.
Yes.
With a little bit fresher tires. 5 laps to go this time by. He is gaining every lap, but it's not much. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get there to maybe contend for this win.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing about Mark Arthur at 12. Jason Powell is almost a second already pulled away from Mark Arthur.
So Jason Powell definitely showing he's got the car to beat here tonight. Jason Powell started in the second spot.
We have anything else?
4 laps to go this time by, Terry. Right now, to give you a little rundown while we got 4 laps to go, is Jason Powell, your leader. Mark Arthur in second. Dalton Kilrow running third, trying to run these guys down. It's about let's see here, two and a half seconds-ish still. He can see him in his windshield, but he just can't quite get there. William Tex, the Boss Perry, running in fourth. Tim Bills with the mess up with tires, doing a solid job holding on fifth spot. Corey Sherman in sixth. Aaron Bockover running in seventh. James Bunce running in eighth. Doug Thompson running ninth. Tom Miles, he made his way back up into the top 10. Patrick Cowgill, after that little incident, still running 11th. And Marcus McFadden in the 00. Looks like he's bringing it pit side here in the 12th position. And
He may be done.
Mike Tipton is sitting on pit road as well. He's been in there for a hot minute in the 13th position. And Brad Kirby deciding to put it on the trailer for the evening. But the race is back up at the front with 2 laps to go this time by for the number 18 of Jason Powell.
He's just keeps slowly walking away from Mark Arthur.
That being said, though, it looks like Dalton might have a run here on Mark if he can get there, but he's still about a second off of Mark. That says 1.3 on my timing and scoring. So I think Dalton might have to settle with a third place position tonight. But
White flag's out.
White flag this time by for the number 18 of Jason Powell. Down into turns 1 and 2. Nice smooth line. He's going to put those left side tires on that seam. Let the car roll back out to the wall. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Into turns 3 and 4 with a 1.5 second lead. Jason Powell, after contact with the number 12, pulling back, bringing it home here tonight at Homestead. Your winner, Jason Powell, and the number 18.
What a race Jason Powell just done.
Definitely well-deserved for Jason. That was one heck of a job for those two to make contact and him to come back and win this thing. Great racing all around. Great racing.
Mark Arthur better give Jason just a little bump, I believe.
Trying to.
Excuse me. Well, Sam, your pick got the win this week, buddy.
That's true. My pick! My pick won!
Mark Arthur gave a little showboat along with Jason. I think Dalton is too. Nope, he's just sitting still.
As the number 18 burns it down. Tell you what, we're going to go ahead and let Jason Powell celebrate. Terry and I are going to take one more real fast commercial break, let these boys get ready for their interviews, and we'll be right back here in about 1 minute. Stick with us.
Coming up to the line, being chased, and it was Braden Johnson. Unbelievable finish. It was 1/1000th of a second between them.
Green flag in the air. We are racing in the 2020 24 Hours of Daytona.
They go door to door for the feature race lead here on the last lap of the race. Side by side for the race lead in the final corner at Homestead.
Down the back straightaway, 3 wide again for the race lead. This is unbelievable stuff here tonight.
Loma is going to have to be very deep on the brakes, and he is very deep on the brakes. It's side by side through the corner. This is for the win.
It'll be side by side. Davies low, Ottinger high. To the very inside is Garrett Low. 4 wide at the stripe. for all he's worth here on this outside line. Neck and neck. Who's going to back out? Does anyone back out?
Verstappen starts to squeeze on the inside, and now he'll try and straight line it. Goes under the apron. Drag race to the line. It's so close to call.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are also back with your third place finisher, Dalton Kilrow, in the number 41. Dalton, how do you feel about a third place finish tonight?
Well, I mean, third place is still good points. Just maintaining a good top 5 run this season. Little bittersweet just because I know I could have gone out there and won it, and if I didn't have a little contact there in the middle of that last little run, because I saved tires and had an extra set when nobody else did. So this was really my race to lose at that point. But you know, I'm glad I was able to recover, get back to P3, and just finish the race as clean as I could.
Definitely a great recovery for you in that 41 machine. I got to ask, we're going to Vegas next week. What are your thoughts on that?
It's definitely a fun track. Going to take a little bit for me to kind of get used to it. I had a little practice session earlier and was still just a little bit off, so I need to do a little tweaking with what I got. But hopefully I can make it work in time for next week.
All right, man. Anybody you want to shout out on that 41 team tonight?
Good to thank Davio's Barbershop, Michael Fogg Racing the Designs, trjkarting.com, and you and Terry for doing what you do up in the broadcast booth for us.
I picked you this week.
Yeah, he did. You were Terry's pick this week.
Oh, I'm sorry to let you down, Terry.
That's all right.
No, it's okay.
Hell over that.
It's okay because I picked Jason, so it's all good. All right, man. We'll go ahead and let you go celebrate that third place finish, and thanks for talking with us. Good run tonight.
10-4, man. Thank you.
That's the driver of the number 41, Dalton Kilrow. And next up, we got Mark Arthur. Terry, he's up in the booth now. He's all yours.
Hey, Mark, you got us?
I got you.
Man, hell of a run, dude. We was focused on you guys all damn night.
It was fun. My wrists are killing me.
Dude, you made that 12 car wide.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Jason had to go down almost on the shoulder of the daggone track just so you guys wouldn't touch, man. Awesome race tonight. Walk us through a little bit of that. I mean, Jason gave you a hell of a race.
He did. He definitely had me long run. My car the run before, I was fast and I pulled out, and then Jason caught me back, but I was able to hold him off. And then, so I said, well, let me loosen the thing up a little bit because I felt a little tight entering the corner. But loosened it up with some tire pressure and track bar. But then that car was ass. Like after that, it was really, really loose. And it was just way too loose. I should have left it where it was, and I never recovered from that. Like when we went back in, we didn't have any tires left, of course, and I had burnt the right rear off the tire. He just had way more drive off the corner than I did. I almost bit myself trying to. I was telling Jason earlier, I was like doing like a reverse slide job, trying to throw it into the corner real hard and then get down in front of him and dictate how he could come off the corner. But one time he didn't go down, and we almost wrecked.
Yeah, there was one time you pushed him down way before he down.
Yeah.
And I think you capitalized on that just barely. What happened when you guys, I wasn't focused on it to see what happened with you guys. You got messed up with another car, you hit each other or something?
When I got sideways.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was it. I was trying to do the same thing, just throw it into the corner and then kind of slide down in front of him and then slow him down. But he, I guess, had enough of it because we were talking and we were in TeamSpeak. But I was like, man, I'm sorry, that was my fault. He was like, well, I said, I thought you'd be down to the white like you had been. And he said, yeah. He said, I have been doing it, but that time I said, well, I'm gonna pinch him up. And I just expected him to be down on the white, and that's my fault. Yeah. Luckily, we didn't wreck.
Vegas next week, man. You got anything planned for that?
Well, I already have a setup because I ran that earlier tonight. I don't know how good it'll be, but I should be closer than tonight because I didn't have crap for tonight. And so I was going to say it, but, I'm sure Sam don't care me say it on the stream, but I was like, I was telling Jason because Dalton was catching us, right? I said, "You fucking fag boy coming."
All right, then. On that note, what do you got on your car you want to get sponsor shout outs to?
Well, I always want to thank Michael Falk. He designed this car. You know, I don't really play with My Little Ponies anymore since a couple days ago, but not really a sponsor. It's just a fun thing that I do with my cars, pink My Little Pony stuff, and you know, as girly as it can be, I put it on my car. I don't care. I like to have fun. But Michael Falk, of course. Thanks, Sam, for streaming. Thanks, Sam, and you for streaming. 5.3 TV, I guess it's called. Or 53 TV. I don't know if I don't know how he wants to say that, but it's one of those.
53 TV is fine.
Thanks, Tex, for putting it on. You know, I guess that's it. You know, we don't really have any other sponsors except Michael Falk, and thank my team. Well, Jason was about the only one that showed up, but I wish we had other ones. You know, Nick, I don't know where he's been, and Eric doesn't show up unless there's money on Saturday, I guess. But you know, we all need to get that sorted out so we can have more team members on the track.
Well, congratulations on that second place, bud.
Thanks, Terry.
Yep.
Driver, the number 12, Mark Arthur, taking home second place. And Terry, let's go ahead and get the race winner. He's in victory lane, and that's Jason Powell. Jason Powell, Sam and Terry in the booth. Do you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Jason, first off, I'm going to throw this out there. You were my pick tonight, and you brought it home. Great racing between you and the 12 of Mark Arthur. I mean, did you think you had him on the long run? Did you think, you know, maybe he might have had you a little bit beat? I mean, you had a fast race car tonight. Just walk me through it.
Yeah, man, it was a blast. I thought the car felt really good, and I got out there, and I thought, well, I'll save a little tire, but I couldn't ever get into the corner like everybody else around me, I felt like. But I had really, really good drive off, and I could keep the right rear under it. Even in the center, I'd have to initiate the rotation with the gas pedal, but I'd still have that good drive off. And I noticed the long run, my car, you know, stayed good a little longer, and I thought, well, if I can just stay in contact with them until we get about 10 or 15 laps in, I think I can start catching them. And I felt like I had a really good long-run car, and me and Mark had some awesome battling. That was a blast.
Hey, you mentioned the word contact. We were talking with Mark here. He said it was kind of his fault. He said he came down on you, but we barely caught it on the broadcast of you and Mark getting together, and you caught Mark a little sideways. You went down to the apron, dropped back about a second and a half, and then ran him down. I mean, what was going through your mind when that happened?
Well, I noticed he had been, you know, trying to pinch me a little bit on entry, and I was worried, you know, if I'd get up into him, and I couldn't quite make the bottom work. And I was beside him, and I thought this time I'm going to stay up a little bit and try to pinch him up. And he was trying to pinch me down, and we just kind of got together. I don't think it was his fault. I think it was just, just a racing deal. It's just as much my fault as it was his, but I seen him getting loose, and I was looking over, making sure he didn't spin out and trying to check up. And next thing you know, I was on the apron, not even looking where I was going. And I wasn't too worried because I knew behind him I wasn't pushing 100%, but I couldn't quite get around him. So I knew I could get back to him. I was just worried if I could really get around him.
Well, you definitely got back to him. You got around him. You take home a win, locks you into the playoffs for, once we get to the playoffs this season. I mean, great show between you and Mark. Great racing. We go to Vegas next week. So are you going to be there next week? Do you have any thoughts on the track?
I'll be there next week. I don't know about the track. You know that I'm a short track guy, and a lot of these NASCAR tracks I go to, I kind of got to figure them out. And honestly, I can't even remember what the track is, how it drives, or anything. But I'll get a little practice in, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, that's awesome, man. Last thing, is there anybody you want to shout out on that number 18 team?
Yeah, I want to thank my co-pilot, Jesus. He's the one that saved the car earlier. But yeah, I want to thank him. I want to thank you guys, you and Terry in the booth. You guys do an awesome job. And Mark for racing me clean and hard. And Dalton, he was in there with us, man. It was a blast tonight. I really had a blast. And thank Terry for putting this thing on.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go celebrate with your team members, Terry has one thing he wants to ask you. Go ahead, Terry.
So, Jason, about 8:30 this morning, you and I was talking. And
yeah.
I think you asked me, hey, did you see, I'm just going to put it in layman's terms, that trash talking I was giving Mark Arthur. Buddy, done the talk, you've done the walk, you run the race, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Terry. I'd forgot about that. I did. I run my mouth this morning, and I was just trying to, trying to make a stir, trying to get everybody riled up for the race. And I didn't expect to come here and beat Mark, but I was just trying to give a little bit of excitement in everybody.
You still done a hell of a job, brother. Awesome. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow night on the track.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Jason, go celebrate with your team. Good win tonight, good racing, and we'll see you next week, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
That's your race winner, Jason Powell, in the number 18 machine. And Terry, that's Jason's going to burn it down one more time for us. We got point standings here, Terry. I got poked by the boss.
Okay.
Your new point standings leader is Dalton Kilrow in the number 41.
Wow.
Patrick Cowgill in second, Aaron Bockover third, the boss in fourth. Jason Powell jumping 7 spots with that win, puts him in 5th place with Grumpy Bunts behind him in 6th. Mark Arthur jumps up into 7th place, 9 spots from where he was before, and it's a 3-way tie actually for Mark, Justin Boonstra, and Doug Thompson for 7th. And then 10th place is Marcus McFadden rounding out the top 10 in points. So definitely a little bit of a points shake-up night tonight, but Dalton Kilrow has your points lead at the time. And Terry, with that being said, let me go ahead and see if I can't bring the race results up here for everybody watching. Go ahead and hide that and get my tunes a-going. And that's going to do it for Terry and I here in the Nascom Online Stock Car Series. Jason Powell, your race winner here tonight, putting on one heck of a show here. Him and Mark Arthur both. Everybody, in fact. There's some great racing all around. Your race results are on your screen. Be sure to catch us next week. The stream goes live at 10:03 p.m. every week. And we'll see you next week in Las Vegas. Thank you, everybody, for coming out, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next time.